Hi, I'm Greg from Evo. Today, I'm going to show you how to hot wax your skis yourself. Waxing skis is easy and the best way to ensure you're gliding smoothly across the flats and beating your friends to the goods. Remember, good wax not only makes you faster, it makes your skis turn better too. In this video, we're going to walk through how to wax skis with an iron and finish the job with a scraper and brush. Don't wax over nice carpet or hardwood floors because you're going to drip a little. A workbench or garage space is great. You'll need wax, an iron, a scraper, one or more brushes, and a clean cloth. Alpine ski wax is either all temperature or temperature specific. All temperature wax covers a wide range of winter temperatures and is a safe bet if you're traveling or aren't sure what the conditions will be like at your destination. Temperature specific wax gives you the best possible performance for the day and conditions, but you need to choose the temperature correctly. So knowing what the conditions will be like is critical. There are also different grades of wax, with the more expensive grades intended for racing, but for starters, the lower cost waxes are a good bet. Get a wax-specific iron if you plan on waxing regularly because they're calibrated in degrees rather than fabric types and hold their temperature more accurately than clothes irons. If you do use a regular clothing iron, keep in mind that you won't be able to use it on clothes again, and you'll need to set the temperature somewhere on the lower end of wool. Most temperature-specific ski wax has the optimal iron temperature on the package. Follow the manufacturer's recommendations if you can. Bottom line, if you touch the wax to the iron and it starts smoking, it's definitely too hot. And if it's not melting and dripping at a steady rate onto the ski, then it's too cool. Make sure you do any tuning, edge sharpening, beveling, and stone grinding before you start waxing. Then, retract the ski brakes and hold them in place using a rubber band. Make sure the base is clean and free of debris by wiping it down with a clean cloth. A Scotch-Brite pad is also a good option. You can use rubbing alcohol or base cleaner on the cloth to remove dirt and oil, but make sure the bases are completely dry before applying wax. Preheat the iron to around 260 degrees Fahrenheit, or the manufacturer's recommended temperature, and let it warm up for a few minutes. Hold the wax to the iron and drip a line down the length of the ski, but leave the very tip and tail free of wax. The goal is to get an even thin coating using the least amount of wax possible, which takes a while to master, but you'll learn this with practice. Remelt and spread the wax, working tip to tail, and moving the iron at about 2 to 3 inches per second. Keep the iron moving, since too much heat could cause base damage, but follow up with at least one more pass from tip to tail. Check visually to make sure the entire base has melted wax on it. A very thin layer is fine. If you've missed a spot, you can touch it up locally without redoing the entire ski. Then, let the skis cool. This usually takes 20 to 30 minutes. Check to make sure by feeling the base of the ski. It should be cool to the touch. Next comes scraping. We recommend a plastic rather than metal scraper to avoid scratching the base material, but it's important to keep it square, sharp, and smooth. Move tip to tail, scraper angled at about 45 degrees. Keep scraping until it looks like there's almost nothing left. Wax will still be on the base structure. The most common mistake is underscraping, so keep at it until only the thinnest layer is left. Scrape the sides of your edges too, but use the small end of the scraper that isn't used on the base. Now that we've scraped off the excess wax, use your brushes to expose the structure of the base. Your goal is to leave only the thinnest layer of wax on the ski. The basic brush types are brass, nylon, and horsehair. Brass is used before waxing to open up the structure. Coarse nylon right after scraping, and fine nylon or horsehair are used last. The colder the snow, the finer the brush you finish with. The coarse nylon brush is fine for wet spring conditions, fine nylon is common for midwinter, and horsehair is usually best for cold powder. After scraping, start with a coarse nylon brush and go from tip to tail in roughly 6 to 10 inch long strokes. You should see small white flecks come up as you brush, which is wax coming off the base. If you don't, you're not brushing hard enough. Follow this with fine nylon and horsehair brushes as needed. You can't overbrush. and the idea is to get as much wax out of the base structure as you can. If you scrape thoroughly enough, a couple minutes of brushing per ski is a good rule of thumb. You want the base to look uniformly shiny or oily, and the texture of the base should be visible. There you have it. Super simple, and the process gets easier with practice. You can't really wax too much, and you can always wax again if you choose the wrong wax. If you still need help, our ski experts love talking about gear. Visit us online, in-store, or give us a call. We're happy to help. Subscribe to our channel and drop any questions in the comments below. Thanks for watching. If you take my advice and blow by me on the cat track, give me a thumbs up and a shout.